Right.
I'm totally.
we're live.
I'm just eating off camera a little bit. I just don't want you guys to be.
Sorry, it's not clear. I figured that was like you saw someone scamper across the hallway and like, oh, gotta go.
No, I just didn't want you to be subject to to my efforts to get dinner into myself as fast as possible.
Oh, gotcha. Fun.
You're all going to have to be subjected to me eating these delicious pumpkin spice pumpkin seeds.
Ooh. Pumpkin spice
so
pumpkin
redundant.
It's a pumpkin inception. It's beautiful.
Oh, man.
Sorry about the cough. Didn't get to the meat fast enough.
All right. So let's see. So previously on Monsterhearts, let's see.
Do you want a summary?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So summary was that we started the last episode with Colby and Levi being loaded into ambulances being taken to the hospital in somewhere else. St. Louis.
Springfield, but
Springfield.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Springfield.
And let's see. Charlotte made Olivia fake an asthma attack and then a seizure so that we could all go to the hospital together. There, Levi confronted his mom about his true nature. And then and Colby met his parents, quote unquote, who are who, like Milhouse's parents, look just like him. And he was not taking any of that. And so we helped break him out. I was the big hero. I stole the ambulance. Charlotte, in a failed attempt to distract a nurse out of her clothes, killed a nurse instead. These things happen. And so Colby and Charlotte escape with Levi's help. Olivia was left behind in shock over the body of the nurse. On the way out, Charlotte gets a call from her dad because bold as brass in the news footage, you can see Charlotte's mother on camera on this constant loop that's been going on about this accident. We get into the ambulance. We make our escape. We steal a new car. We steal some clothes for Colby that are tight in all the right places. And then we go back to the Sunflower, something flower, the motel where
Goldenrod.
The Goldenrod. And
For C3PO.
Right.
The robot's lair.
Yeah, we go back there to try to talk about what has just gone down and to lay low for a while. And that lasts about a minute before Charlotte and Levi and really all of us start arguing, which causes Levi to wear out from the bear out. And after hitting Charlotte and throwing Drake against a wall, escapes into the night. And we had made plans for the three of us to have a bit of a sleepover over at Drake's house. Did I miss anything?
Now we're back to talking about buttholes. Heyo!
Hey! And whether Colby's going.
So, shall we pick up over at Drake's parents' place? How do you guys think you're gonna get over there? Because you ditched the Subaru. Yeah, Subaru that you stole from the
Mhm.
Walmart parking lot in a junkyard and trudged over to the Goldenrod.
Well, we could Uber. I could have one of my parents pick us up, which is sort of lame, but it would give us a little bit of cover. So I think we should do that. I think we should have like mom or dad come pick us up.
Agreed.
Yep, in the minivan,
Yep,
because your dad probably uses that for moving set stuff around.
exactly. Yeah, he's got and like it's always full of stuff. You always have to move stuff around if you want to sit in it.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, and we've got Levi out terrorizing the town or the countryside. All right. Well, so
I did come out of Darkest Self after
you did.
injuring her, so I just ran away from it.
Gotcha. So
Said,
you
"I'm
just
sorry," and
ditched.
bolted. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot that you struggled back into your human form.
Oh, right. That was the
Use the
bloodlust was slated when you smacked Charlotte and Drake around, essentially.
Yeah, I got Drake first. That didn't pop me out of it. Injuring Charlotte popped him out of Darkest Self.
Yeah,
And
especially
then-
as okay. All right. So, were you just gonna wander off on your own then,
Levi?
Yeah.
I
Or are you lurking around outside when
He-
the
he would
Sienna
just run
minivan
home.
pulls up?
right. I think he would just run home.
Okay. All right. So as you're going down the oh, that's right. That is a very good point. Levi, you are somewhat naked now, so whatever. It's late at night. Although a minivan honks at you as it goes by and you see it signal come on to turn into the Goldenrod parking lot. And you guys are in Colby's room and you hear the honk honk.
And I'm like, all right, we got to get out of here. I mean, at least at my folks' place, they'll cover for us.
So what does your dad look like?
I think he is I think he's got like long gray hair pulled back into a ponytail. It's starting to get a little thin on top.
Yeah.
And he's got like, because he's like a theater guy, so I think he does like cargo shorts or cargo pants on, and like different kind of like work shirts, or like if he wants to cut really crazy, he'll wear like a bowling shirt.
All right. Okay, and your dad is the hippie out of the pair of your parents, right? Your mom's the business lady.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So opens the door for, and he's like, "What are you guys doing out here at the Goldenrod?" And oh my God. And he looks and sees Colby. He's like, "Aren't you the kid who was kidnapped?" And then sees you, Sharon. He's like, "And oh, you're Drake's girlfriend that he's been talking about, Charlotte, right? Finally get to meet you. Why are you know what? Maybe I don't want to know."
Look, Dad, I think there's no point in me lying to you. Colby, we just have to tell him the truth. Colby used to be in a cult, and he escaped. So we really can't let anybody know where he is.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. He was
Like
he doesn't really have any.
Scientology?
A little bit worse than that. Some people from the kidnapping was some people from the cult trying to reel me back in.
Oh my God. You're not joking about that?
No.
Okay. Well, let's get you back to my place. I mean, your picture's all over the news.
Yeah, it's tonight's been kind of a lot, Dad. I appreciate you coming to pick us up, and here's Charlotte.
Well, you know we love you, son, and we'll do anything for you. And it's I'm sorry it's such tough circumstances meeting you, Colby and Charlotte, but let's get you home and get you settled in, and we'll try to keep this all on the down low. And he does the hand thing,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you kids say. He's like trying to be cool, Dad.
This
And-
registers as actually cool to Colby.
Yeah, and I am dead. I die. I
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. So you're going down the block and then making your way to your house, Levi, and you see the minivan go past, and you guys see naked Levi as you go by, and Drake's dad doot doot on the horn. Yeah, it's like the Austin naked guy on State Street. What the heck?
Yeah, it's a crazy night. When like everyone's craning their head to like look up, like follow the lit up shape of Levi.
And so you get back to your parents and your place without any trouble.
Mhm.
And your mom greets you, and your dad pulls her aside for a minute and talks to her, and you see her look really concerned, and they look like they're arguing a little bit. And your dad's like doing placatory hand gestures. And after it's maybe a minute, it seems longer because it's kind of embarrassing to be a kid and watching your parents sort of go back and forth in front of your acquaintances, friends, girlfriends, whatever these people are to Drake. And then they're like, okay, so Colby, we've got a sleeping bag you can use, and Charlotte, we'll put you in the guest room tonight.
Okay.
And
It's nice to meet you. Coming
you
from a
guys
cold-blooded killer.
you guys have been through a lot, and poor Colby dear, can I get you some tea or cocoa? Actually, all of you, do you want like some hot cocoa and a snack here before trying to get some rest?
That sounds great. Anything
Yeah.
would be great.
I'm gonna get these two settled in, Ma, if that's okay. And you know, we gotta get cleaned up. It's been a heck of a night.
All right, let's cut over to Levi, schlumping along, Bigfoot style. There's hardly any traffic this time of night. You eventually make it to your place after a good, 30 minutes of walking. And as you get up to your place, you're coming up the backside of it, because if I remember right, when we were playing the one time, you kind of like had almost your own entrance right on the backside of the house.
Like a sliding patio door.
Yeah, patio door. Yep, like the walkout basement. And you use that entrance a lot. And you see that that door is wide open, and the patio furniture and stuff that was laying around there is just strewn all over the place. And as you get closer, you can see that it looks torn up. And there's kind of a strange smell in the air. And as you breathe it in a bit deeper. Sure does seem reminiscent of the Howler.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
And lights on at home?
No,
Okay.
lights are off. Porch lights on in the front.
Right.
I don't know. Do you have motion activated lights in back? No, you probably disabled that so you could come and go at night.
Right, definitely.
You kids.
I'm hurting too, so I'll
Oh
just
yeah.
totally on edge, hackles up, bend down to get a good sniff to see if I can figure out if it's still here, what's going on. So just kind of going and then sniffing.
Okay, it's why don't you go ahead and use your heightened senses and roll with dark. Because this is kind of a charged situation. You're not sure if you're walking into.
Sure.
Oh, yes, and there is moonlight.
I'm bathed in moonlight.
Yep.
Okay. So that's dark +3, I believe, which is a good thing because that's a 8.
8, so a mixed result. Okay. You get to ask one question and take one forward.
What poses the biggest threat to me?
Well, the Howler was definitely here, but you think the scent is kind of old, like it's not super fresh. So it's like a couple hours old, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And as the moonlight comes over you and you're like down and sniffing, you think you get the tang of human blood as well, wafting out from inside the house. And after you scent that, you kind of do a little more checking around the patio, and you actually spot a couple drops of blood out there also.
Coming from the house?
Yeah, you start following them back, and it looks like they came from inside out. What do you do?
Run into the house first, yell into the house, Mom, Mom.
And you hear some moaning coming from upstairs, and it's like in pain type moaning.
Mm-hmm. I'll run straight up there.
Okay, as you come in up the stairwell into like kind of the family room, living room area upstairs, around that, you see the furniture is just torn up. The TV's like smoke and ruin. Well, I guess they don't smoke anymore because they're not tube TVs, but it's broken. The curtains are ripped up, paintings, some photos are off the walls. Your mom is laying up against the tossed over sofa. She looks bloody, and it's her. And she seems to kind of be coming to but really out of it. And you see Charlie's eviscerated body laying next to her. What do you do?
I run up to her and kind of try to, put my hands on her face. Look, Mom, and check to see.
And Levi, you gotta leave. It's around here.
It attacked me once before, Ma. Mom, what is it? Just keep looking at her.
And she looks like she has a good concussion. Her eyes are moving independently. And she's like, yeah, sometimes your troubles follow you even when you run away. And then she passes back out. Meanwhile, back over at Drake's place. tell me about this slumber party prep you guys are doing while parents are making hot cocoa and snacks that we'll watch Drake consume, since he's now a real life boy.
You mean Colby?
Or Colby, excuse me.
I'm
Yes.
totally real. I'm definitely real.
We'll get to that in just a minute.
So
You were going to show them where they
Right.
were going to be and
Right.
kind of get them set up.
So I think I'm just sort of like give him like the nickel tour, and be like, this is, I guess Colby, you're gonna bunk in here with me. It's my room, and here's the bathroom and then the guest room. And
Do you show them your dad's model train set down in the basement?
no, trying to be cool.
I was
Trying to get
wondering if
laid here.
that was a euphemism for something.
But I think I start like hapless boy caregiver. Like I'm just like pulling towels out, like things that I've seen my mom do, like pulling towels out of the linen closet and like and I'm like, we're all like, well, I'm not, I look fine. But
Yeah, you might have a little nose candy still on the edge of your nose.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But and Charlotte's probably not too bad. Colby looks a little bruised up and the hair is not perfect. One of those beautiful cheeks has some bruising on it.
And
I was slashed in the face though, so I.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
At the hotel when someone couldn't control themselves. That's right.
And I was slammed up against a wall, so I've got.
Oh yeah.
Got some
okay, so
bruises,
y'all
too.
look a little rough.
We all look a little rough, a little worse for wear.
Yeah,
Can we have a little?
You got the
group peel
backhands,
action?
though. You didn't get the whole claw.
Yeah,
Right.
you'd be dead
was-
if you got the whole claw. Because the grizzly claw, really, I mean, they're
Oh, yeah.
so huge. But this is your chance for a group heal with erotic subtext or whatever too.
Yeah, so I think I like fill a like we're all just kind of a mess. We're all like a little like disheveled. Colby's a little messed up, and I'm like I'm like pulling towels out and be like, we should get you guys cleaned up, and I'm running like hot water into the sink and filling it up, and there's like a bunch of steam coming up. And
Wouldn't it just be more effective if I took a shower?
I mean, yeah, I suppose so. I don't know what you're gonna change into. I don't know why I'm being weird like this. But I mean, part of it is that I want to make sure that like we're. I'm like, I think Colby's got the worst of it, right?
Oh.
I think he's at like 3 harm.
Yeah, he and Levi are both at 3 harm.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff that's left over from being at the hospital, I think, too.
Right.
Oh yeah, you guys should probably go down to 2 harm. Because you did get treated at the hospital.
Okay. Yeah. Look, I'll like, I'm just gonna take this stuff for Colby, and you take a shower and just let me know when you're ready, and we'll get you set up.
Okay. And I rip my shirt over my head before he leaves the room,
All right.
as young teenage girls are wont to do.
Mm-hmm. And as the CWXX have decreed, must happen at least once per episode.
Right. But you're not like deliberately manipulating me, but you are trying to. I mean, you might as well roll to turn me on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. You as a
Alright.
player deliberately decided to do that. Roll
Oh.
hot.
7 and
Thank you.
my hot. I don't remember.
You're at 10, aren't you
That's
then?
true.
Did you?
Yep.
Yeah.
So on a 10 up. Gain a string. So you have a string on Mr. Drake. And Drake, you get to choose one of those reactions. You give yourself to them, promise something that you think they want, or you get embarrassed and act really, really painfully awkward.
Um.
And remember, Colby's standing right next to you.
Yeah. I mean, I think I have to get embarrassed and awkward.
I mean, Colby just saw your
Yeah.
gal pull her top off too. I mean,
Look, I don't own her.
oh right, you cannot tell me that Drake doesn't. No
I think
way
with
does
the
Drake believe that.
I think
Maybe
one of the
he doesn't
mechanics
think he
of the game,
owns her,
too.
but she's his.
Yeah. All right. Fine. I'm gonna own Colby too.
Play your cards right.
That's right.
Yeah. I wonder, Colby.
That's right. And so I'm like, come on, let's get you set up, get you cleaned up, because you look like shit.
So, quick question, Colby. I mean, that was a 10 plus on hot. Did that excite Colby too? Well, I don't think you have a choice. Your robot body has some sort of sub programs. So, Shar, I'm going to give you a string on Colby as well. And Colby, you can choose one of those 3 reactions as well. Or you can both just be really awkward with each other. And
Drake, maybe we should give her some for a few minutes here. Can you show me the guest room or the sleeping bag?
Yeah, I'll show you how it works.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'll show you how this thing. Look, there's a zipper.
Yeah.
You get in the open end,
Right.
and you put your feet down at the closed end. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, that
They
makes a lot
turn
of sense.
just as I'm like unbuttoning my pants, like simultaneously.
Oh, what type of sleeping bag is it? Is it a real sleeping bag or is it like an old one from when you were young?
Oh, I think it's probably like a pretty nice one.
Oh, so it's a North Face bag.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, we won't want Drake to have any substandard gear.
That's correct.
He could catch a cold out in the woods that he
That's
never
right.
goes to.
That's, I could have gone to camp in my totally real childhood.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm gonna go back over to Levi here, but everyone can kind of think. I want everyone to come up with something in Drake's house that maybe points to a clue that maybe Drake's not always been around there, or maybe isn't quite real, or that whole Tulpa line that we've been talking about. If you still wanted to play into that, Eric.
Mm-hmm. I do,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, we'll circle back to kind of try to touch on that and play that up a bit, see where that goes. And so your mom just passed out. You've got a ripped up body laying just a few feet away. You do smell the howler in here.
Yeah. Depending on
you
how
should probably
far you
call the
wanna put it.
cops, right?
Right. That would be like the plan, I think. But since mom has a concussion, where it'd be like throw on some clothes, throw mom over his shoulder, make sure that the car is okay, to be taking her out to the car, or to call, see if the phones are even functional,
Yeah, phone works when you pick it up.
Okay.
Get it dialed to them. You could definitely call emergency services for an ambulance.
Yep, that's what I'm doing. Call 911.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
And this time of night, they're there within about 15 minutes tops. And a couple EMTs pop in, and they are all business. They're getting your mom onto a gurney after checking her vital signs. And they ask all the questions like, did you move her? And cops are showing up, and they're starting to tape up the place. And you see the cops are really giving you the eye, Levi. And odds are they recognize you from shenanigans out on the along the highway from earlier today, since that was filmed by the chopper crew. And they're like, one of the detectives that's there, since it's a homicide, obviously. It's like, can you tell us what happened, Levi? The second event you've been involved in less than, he looks at his watch, 12 hours.
Yep, I came home, and this is what I found here. My mom left me at the hospital. I left the hospital. And then I came back.
About that. Just like a death at the hospital as well. So that's now 1, 2, 3, 4 deaths around you.
Well, you're not blaming me for everybody who died at the hospital that night.
I don't know. Should we? Seems kind of...
I suppose you could.
Coincidental. I mean, I don't know. If I was one of your friends, I'd be afraid to be around you right now. Odds don't look too good for surviving in your proximity. I think maybe you should take a ride downtown with us.
Am I being charged?
We just want to ask some questions.
So
you're not being charged. We have to talk to what?
So if I'm not being charged, am I free to go to watch my mom, to be with my mom at the hospital right now?
No. I think we would like to talk to you for a bit first. And then if it looks like we don't need to charge you, you could go visit your mom. I mean, you can't really do anything for her right now. I understand you're concerned. Did you lose your temper? Did you hit her? Did you not, I understand that this was your stepfather? Did you and he have troubles, maybe?
You can investigate this. I came home and everything was torn up like this. And I found my mom up here and Charlie there.
Yeah. I think Eric's right. How about keep your cool? Because this cop is leaning into the whole, I mean, you're the one thing in common with everything horrible that's happened in like a 40-mile radius in the last few hours.
Okay.
So roll cold. You are not bathed in cold moon. Oh yeah, you are bathed in cold moonlight. Yeah, the curtains got ripped down.
But I don't
I
have
should not
spirit
rip
armor.
those curtains down. That's too bad.
I have a minus because I don't have like a spirit armor move. I don't know. It's just gonna keep spiraling for me if I keep having to make these. Sorry, I'm clicking weird. All right.
Ooh, 10. -1?
I think so.
Yeah, your cold is -1 if there aren't any other modifiers to apply. All right, well, that's
Right.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's a mixed result.
So basically, you can either go with the cop and
I guess I'm
there's
confused.
still
Am I acting despite fear? I'm not. I guess that's what I'm confused
Well,
about. Role. So I'm cool with that. I'm just trying to figure out.
yeah, I
I'll
guess
just tell
that's
to arrest
fair.
me.
I don't know. Are you afraid of anything in the situation? Are you afraid of being charged, kept in jail, maybe bearing out in jail, being separated from your mom when she
I
might
don't
not
know
make
if like yeah, don't think like Levi can necessarily like vocalize what he's afraid of because he's been wrong. He's like gone darkest self so many times so quickly. So I suppose he would always be afraid of that at this point because he can't control it. And I just went unstable. So like I would just if he was saying, "Are you being charged?" No, but I'm not free to go. I would say like, "Well, call me a lawyer and take me to jail." If there's anything else mechanical you want to do with that, I'm not sure.
Yep. No, you by keeping your cool, you realize you should lawyer up,
Okay.
and so the cop ain't gonna call a lawyer for you. They don't do that. So
Yeah,
you
I
go
guess
through.
if we go with that mixed result, then there's something about how my actions would leave me vulnerable. So that would be part of, hey, you should get a lawyer thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my ACLU membership paid off. I finally was like, call a lawyer.
Well, you got one of those too, huh?
Yeah. What to do when you're pulled over.
The only reason I suggested it, Jeremy, was like I didn't want you to be like too aloof in a way that like
You can't
felt
push
weird.
back that hard on a cop when you're a kid,
Yeah.
even if you're a big weird beast of a child.
So that's so like I'm sorry if it came across weird.
It's all right. I guess I needed to clarify what the trigger was in order to play it out.
Sure. That makes sense.
Okay, so he has one of the other cops run you downtown, and you'll be able to call a lawyer from there, and they're not taking you to the jail or anything like that. They're just taking you in for questioning at the police station at this point. However, they do put you into a room and lock the door. They ask, you need the bathroom, you need anything to drink or eat before they lock you in there and say someone will be in to take a statement in a little bit. All right, meanwhile, let's go back to Drake's place, and if folks want to tell us what sort of cues there might be that Drake might be the result of his parents basically invoking his presence somehow, that would be cool.
So the one that I had just to get the ball rolling
Yep.
is that there are lots of pictures of Drake in the house, but there aren't any pictures of him before a certain age, like maybe like 11, like maybe like 10 or 11. Like there's no baby pictures of Drake, that sort of thing, which in itself is not like that unusual, but like it's a little unusual.
I was going to say a picture-wise thing too is that he's not in any pictures doing any kind of common kid activities, like riding a bike or anything, because you wouldn't have learned it. Like the guitar stuff you picked up later on, but riding a bike, playing sports, things like that, those just didn't occur.
No
'cause they
soccer pictures or you pose with your foot on the ball.
Right. They didn't get on the radar because that was a skill that wasn't
Yeah.
around.
I would say too, like the pictures that are there, like from after like 10 and 11, it's like mom and dad look like perfectly normal in the picture, but like in Drake's, like his eyes always look weird.
Ooh,
Maybe
I dig that.
like it's something a little off about it.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Jeremy, you have anything you want to throw out there for what a fake Drake is?
Oh, you're muted.
I think he said something about buttholes.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty much what it was. Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't in that headspace.
Oh,
Okay.
that's okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So me and Colby are like in my room, like awkwardly getting this sleeping bag laid out. Right.
Mhm.
This is not really a thing that like he and I have ever that either of us have ever actually done. Right. Like even though it's a sleeping bag, it's like clearing the space and like getting it laid out. There's a lot of like accidental contact and like
Both
you know what I
reaching
mean?
for the same thing at a time
Exactly.
or whatever.
Right.
Yep. All the classics.
And go ahead.
I was no. If you want to lay it out a little bit more, go ahead.
And I'm like, I'm glad you followed my lead back there. I just, because we had to go a little weird, and I'm like, are you gonna need a pillow? Like, what do you?
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, yeah, I'm good with that.
I just take one off my bed and like put it. I'm like making up like a space for you on the floor, and like I have to move a bunch of my shit out of the way, like move my guitar stand and stuff that doesn't have a guitar in it anymore.
Oh yeah, what happened to that guitar?
Yeah.
Huh.
So was that your first time stealing an ambulance back there?
Yeah, I thought it went pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, considering we pulled that whole plan out of our asses, I'm satisfied.
Yeah, for sure. But like, I'm hoping it all just kind of blows over.
Your parents don't ask a lot of questions, though.
No, they're real supportive.
Yeah. Sorry, that's not something that's happened in my experience. I mean, you saw my quote unquote parents.
Yeah.
They look nice.
Yeah. They
Definite resemblance.
I think first there's a little break in tension as you hear Charlotte in the shower singing a Speed of Dark song.
Oh, awesome.
Oh man. She's a character. I almost lost it when she threw her top at you in there a minute ago.
Oh, yeah. She gets crazy. Like
in general?
I mean it's fun, but like she's like normal good girl, and then she kind of lose her stuff. Like it's a lot to
And then the next thing you know, she's throwing her top at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
Oh.
Sports?
Right. Was a music?
Yep. Sports and music. Music, sports. I don't know.
Hey, if you're looking around for something to spit out there, Colby, what about so you're like looking around the room and like you look at a bookshelf and instead of like novels or things that you might expect to find in a person's room, it's all like uh psychology stuff and like how to win people over and like
Oh yeah.
just all of that stuff. Like
The complete
psychology.
Dale Carnegie collection.
Yeah.
how to win how to win friends and pathologically infect people. Yeah, I think like maybe when Charlotte sticks her head in, just it's a little bit weird, and I kind of avert my gaze for a second and just see the books and just kind of give the books the once over. Big nonfiction guy.
Yeah, everything else just seems so fake.
Yeah,
And it's like, hold that thought or get comfortable or do whatever. And like I grab I grab some robe that like my parents gave me that I never wear, out of the closet, and I'm like, like here, let me show you where your the guest room is, and make sure everything's in there for you, and then like pulling the door shut behind me. Like don't follow me
while you're gone. Am I allowed to disturb all these throw pillows on the bed, or is this arrangement particular?
Click, right? You do what you want in there.
Okay. Down at the police station, after about, I don't know, 30, 40-minute wait, Levi, the detective who had you sent downtown comes in.
Yeah. Levi's been just pacing the perimeter of the room he's in.
Is Levi feeling kind of trapped, or is it more that you're worried about your mom?
I think it's everything. Yeah. It's all of those images are coming through. Like finally having a connection with his mom and then getting home and seeing her all torn up, and yeah, all of that's going, like those images are just popping in his head as he's walking around the room.
Detective walks in and he's got a manila folder and a legal pad, and he's like, so just to let you know, Levi, not charging you yet. Just got off the phone with a hospital, and they're doing some surgery. There's some pretty significant injuries there, and what I got from the doctors is they're saying that those wounds weren't knife wounds. They're like some sort of tears. Do you have any idea how that could have happened?
It looked like the house had been broken into.
Yeah, we saw
Stuff was
that.
torn up. What did you find there?
Well, we have to process everything. We haven't. That's got to go through a forensic process.
Yeah.
The pathology team, one thing we would like to do is, well, obviously we need to print you so we can sort out prints in the house.
Okay.
And we'd like to take scrapings from under your fingernails to make sure that there is no tissue from your stepfather or mother there.
Okay. Yep.
No consent to that?
Well, I mean, we called the lawyer, so I'd like to ask him first, and then if he suggests I do
Okay.
it, then I will.
Well, then we will hold you until your lawyer comes, because I can't have you go running off and try to Clorox things up.
Oh.
Not saying you did it. It's just you got to admit that's very weird. So if it wasn't you, who did this? Any ideas?
No. I mean, we live close to the woods. So there's like, we always have critters and stuff coming up into the yard. Maybe it's, I don't know. There was that story going along of that cougar or whatever it was. Maybe that's still going on. I don't know. I'm just really scared for my mom right now.
Can understand that. And a couple minutes later, there's a knock at the door, and your lawyer walks in. She looks like she's probably fresh out of law school. 26, 27 years old, maybe. And she gets all your information and talks with the cop, and she's like, well, they can get a warrant and take the samples, or you can just cooperate. And she's talking to you without the cop in the room. She's like, if you didn't do this, I would say just go ahead and give the samples. It'll make it that much faster to get out of here.
Okay. So if I give these samples, then you think I'll be able to get out of here, like to go see my mom in the next couple hours or something? And I'm like standing up and walking around the room.
And she's like, I'll push for that. I'll push to get you out of here if they're not going to charge you. I mean, technically they can hold you without charges overnight.
Okay.
But they might be willing to at least let you go over to the hospital, since my understanding is they actually have a uniformed officer on the room, since they don't know who did it for sure yet, and they don't want a second assault to happen.
Right.
Is there anything I should know about this? That client confidentiality, you won't go to the cops, but if I don't know what's going on, I can't do my best job to help you and your family.
Right. For some reason, I'm just going to call her Sherry.
Okay.
Right, Sherry. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like I said, I came home and the place was torn up. And then I ran in and I yelled for my mom, and I heard her groaning, and she was upstairs. I don't know. And Levi will just leaning, get a bottle of water right next to her, take a drink. I just don't know why I'm here. Like,
well, you have to understand from the police's perspective. I mean, you were involved in a motor accident and possible abduction with multiple fatalities. You were found naked in the ditch at the scene of that. Then
stretching.
There was a death in the hospital room, immediately adjacent to yours, where the other individual who was in the ditch with you from that accident, and that person is missing. An ambulance was stolen.
And when she says that, like, Levi legitimately seems surprised because he hasn't heard any of the details about this death. He just
right,
that there was a possible death. I'm like, Jesus. All right. I don't know, Sherry. Maybe she's looking to get some new friends.
So, do you think your friends are involved in that?
No, I think it's just...
I'm not asking you to roll over, but it's, I mean, not looking to throw anyone to the wolves, but...
Nope, I don't know.
We gotta watch out for you. That's job one here.
Sure. Yeah, I understand that. No. I know I don't know anything. It just seems weird. Like this stuff is like it was my friend, and I went to help my friend, and then I'm in trouble. I don't know. Do you have friends, Sherry? Like lean into her is like, how does that work?
And she kind of like shoves her chair back from the table, and she's like, "Look, I'm working for you, but I'm gonna have to ask you to respect my personal space, and you got to be careful about your body language when you're around the police,
Okay.
because anything that can be interpreted as aggressive will be interpreted as aggressive, and it's just going to make you look worse. You've got to try to get those emotions under control."
All right. Well, I'll do this test, and I guess we go from there, Sherry.
All right. So she knocks on the door to go out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a few minutes later, a tech comes in and they do the scrapings, all that stuff, take fingerprints, the whole 9 yards. And after that's over, Sherry comes back and she's like, "Okay, so because you cooperated with that, they're willing to drive you over to the hospital and walk you up to, excuse me, to see how your mother is doing. Last we heard, she was still in recovery. But you need to stay calm. Okay? Because if you're combative, it's just going to make things harder.
Okay.
And I'll come with you.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great.
Don't poke the bear.
Never.
All right, back over at Drake's place. What's going on?
So I was.
You had just walked out the door to show the guest room?
Right. The guest room. It's important that everything is good in the guest room, and that Charlotte gets this robe that she can wear. But so I think we get inside the guest room.
What do you do?
Well, and I have to get the robe on somehow.
Yeah.
The only way I'm going to do that is by dropping my towel first.
Right.
So I'm going to go ahead and put this robe on.
Roll to turn someone on even more.
Yep.
So 9.
Yep.
All right, so you can either give Charlotte a string, or you can choose one of the reactions. Give yourself to Charlotte, promise Charlotte something you think she wants, or get embarrassed and act awkward.
I give myself to Charlotte. I think I kind of pull her close, and it's this like she's naked and I'm fully clothed, but we're I think just like the rush of the evening is sort of like collapsing in on this moment.
Yep, and that's right when you get Coco's ready.
Great.
Coco, interrupt us.
Yeah. I was Coco blocked.
I would have gone with chalk blocked, but
oh yeah,
same
joke.
I scrambled to get the robe on and like nodded really hard, like taking my frustration out on the robe belt, like ugh.
And so like and then I like sort of pretend that like I was like pulling the covers down, and then I opened the door, And like, oh, like, thanks. This is yeah. It's
So
is it mom? Is it dad? Like who?
it's mom because
Okay.
she knows dad would give you some sort of weird vegan
He'd give
fake
me.
cocoa.
Do they have what's that awful chocolate substitute that carob?
Yeah, carob. Yeah, I was gonna say canuba, but I knew that wasn't right. Yep. Gross.
Yeah, as I like smell it and be like, oh,
It's white cocoa, son. You love this.
it's my favorite. Thanks, Ma. You always remember.
And the mom is doing the whole like, do you want some more marshmallows for your cocoa? And she's got some store-bought cookies and stuff out on a plate for you guys, and just kind of hovering around the edge. And your dad's, I don't know, must have gone off to bed, or maybe he's
we hear
driving
the
some trains.
Yeah. You can hear the metal on metal of the track starting downstairs.
Hey, Colby, this is the way real families are.
I'd rather be in Utah.
Yeah, right. I'd rather be disassembled. And I'm like, great. Thanks. I think we're just gonna get settled in here. Ma, if that's cool. Like,
yeah, do you guys, but do you want to go into school a bit late tomorrow maybe? And she like looks at her, or looks at the clock on the kitchen wall, and it's like 2 a.m.
Yeah,
it's like it's Tuesday morning, really early. It's going to be the suckiest school week ever.
Yeah.
One second, I think I've got maybe a raccoon or something outside. I'll be right back.
It's just those headaches lurking in the bushes.
That's right. It was a raccoon all along. It wasn't migraines.
Can you guys hear my cat snoring? Do you hear this? No, the mic isn't picking it up. It is so loud. So loud.
These pumpkin spice pumpkin seeds are addicting.
Are they grainy? Like, do they coat it like chips do? Oh, that does not look appetizing at all.
It's so good.
What, are you talking about your pumpkin spice pumpkin seeds?
No, we're talking about your migraine.
Buttholes.
Buttholes.
Grainy buttholes.
It's really
spice buttholes.
Yeah, I don't know what was outside.
Arizona.
The cat was.
Guys. Arizona, lovely and refreshing, perfect for quenching your thirst during a wonderful Monsterhearts actual play.
Jim's going for your sponsorship deal, Kristen. Have to cut a bitch.
Get out of here, Jim. This is my territory. This and 17 other branded.
At some point. Well, shit, we're already here. I kind of burned out on bottled iced teas because my parents were the kind of parents where if you said you liked something, you were getting that thing forever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice. Like, yeah, thanks, Dad. I appreciate it. But, I'm kind of burned out on Fruity Pebbles. To change that over was like.
And there's 10 boxes in the pantry.
You had to be really careful about what you said. So you can have Arizona. I have no interest in entering into any kind of sponsorship agreement with them.
Wow. Now they might cut you. I'm sorry. The cat was freaking out, and we've had raccoons through the area, and they like tear up so much shit. And then there's been a black bear in the area too. I just want to make sure nothing was getting. Yeah, this bear is too little to be Levi. I haven't seen it. I've just had neighbors in the area here that have reported it. So let's see. Oh, kitchen. We were talking about school day tomorrow.
Right.
Let's see. Why don't we cut back over to the hospital real quick, Levi? So you're escorted up, and your
Same
mom.
hospital?
No, this is
Local hospital.
a facility there in Branson. They haven't moved her up to Springfield.
Got it.
They've stabilized her. Again, your mom is freakily resilient for how badly she was torn up. Go figure, right? And a doctor comes out to talk to you, and he's like, "I understand that you're the only family here in town right now."
Yeah, the only one here.
So your mom is hanging in there. Most people, I don't think, would have lived through this. We may need to transfer her up to Springfield. But right now, we're not comfortable transporting her unless we medevac her by helicopter. She sustained quite a few lacerations. Some organs were punctured. Our big concern right now is infection. And she's in recovery. She really hasn't regained consciousness. She's been a little bit in and out of it, but mostly out. You can certainly go in, but it's going to be for just a minute or two.
Okay. I don't really feel comfortable like leaving her alone tonight in the hospital. Can I like give you my uncle's number to call him?
Yes, you may.
All right. And then I'll write that down and give it to him and then go see her.
Okay. So you go into the hospital room, and there is a uniformed officer stationed outside the door. And Sherry looks at him and she's like, "Do you want me to come in with you?"
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And you go in, and your mom's got, fully kitted out, intensive care patient. And you see her eyes fluttering occasionally. She's on a respirator. She's not really moving much other than the eyes fluttering occasionally and maybe a few little twitches of her hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll just go up to the bedside and put my hand on her hand and just lean in and talk into her ear. So it's going to be okay. I'm here. Just get better.
And you get like a really light squeeze back on your hand, but her eyelids just only do that flickering.
I'll get up, I'll pat her hand again and get up, and I'm talking to Sherry as I walk around the bed to kind of look out the window, pull the blinds down, or to pull the blind down to look out.
Yeah.
Tell her. So I was like, so I guess I'm sleeping at the police station tonight then until things come through. Is that what's happening with me?
Yeah, from speaking with, we'll say Decker, officer in charge is Decker. And they'd like to hold you. They're not charging you yet, but they're going to hold you until those results come through. But they got bumped up to top of the line. And the coroner is going to be doing an autopsy on your stepfather first thing in the morning to examine cause of death and determine what's going on there. They'll just be considered preliminary results at this point and not official, but it'll be giving guidance to the district attorney and police on whether they want to file charges or if they're just going to keep you as a person of interest.
Okay. Sherry, I got to be honest. I'm really scared for my mom right now. I'm pretty sure that this was some kind of attack by somebody. And so all I can
So you think this was a person who did it?
I think it might be. Like, we moved from out west, and I don't know why. So there could be something going on that my mom has never told me.
Would that uncle whose number you gave to the physician be able to help me?
Yeah, he might. I can give you his number, and I think that would be the first call if, for whatever reason, I'm not able to talk to you, you know?
And she kind of like gives you a, whoa, what sort of, whatever reason you might not be able to talk to me. You're not feeling suicidal or anything, are you?
No, no. I just want you to have all the information I have.
Okay, I just want to make sure that you're not having bad thoughts.
Not those kind. I look deep into her eyes.
Are you trying to turn her on?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Roll with your hotness. So +1. Is that a 10?
It's... Oh, wait, I'm clicking on the wrong ones. Oh, no.
Now you're just dragging them all over.
That's an 11.
That's a 10. Yeah, 11. So that is... So you get a string on Sherry, so please mark that. Yep. And then I get to choose one of these.
Sherry with an I.
Yep, that's how I spelled it here on my notes too. 2 R's or 1?
I just did 1.
Oh, I did too. So we're not quite the same. See?
Close enough.
Oh, wow. The most important thing was the I. She puts her hand up onto your shoulder while maintaining eye contact. And she goes, I promise I'll get you out of this. As long as you're straight with me, I'll get you out of this, Levi. And she gives your shoulder a squeeze, and then inappropriately she says, wow, you're built. And then turns around, kind of like that accidentally slipped out of her mouth.
Sure, yeah.
I promised to get you out.
Yeah, yeah. Get you out, not off.
Oh, God, I wish I could copy all the chat out. It's always the best part. So then you get remanded back over to just custody.
Oh, outside the window?
Yes,
I don't know, like when I was looking.
Yep.
I was like looking for evidence of
like howlers?
Per people's things. Just
no.
Okay, so that's that other thing. That's
I figured that's what
Levi's keeping his eye out for. Yeah.
Nope, it's just dark and desolate out there. Maybe a slight hint of oncoming dawn.
Yep.
But that's it.
Beautiful.
All right, so you get remanded back to custody. We'll cut back over. So at Drake's place, any more shenanigans gonna happen after Cocoa time? Otherwise, we're gonna hand wave.
I mean, I'm in a robe, but I don't know if I can really sleep in a robe.
We haven't had any healing with erotic subtext either, which is
right. Yes. So we've got the opportunity for that. You can definitely sneak out of your rooms.
For sure.
I mean, and actually Colby probably has some pretty bad knots you should work out of his muscles too, Drake.
Yeah. So I think we have to like interrupt because like as much as as much as Drake like has control over his parents, they are still parents, right?
Yes.
So like he can't like, okay, mom, I'm gonna close this door where I'm in this room with a girl all alone.
Yeah,
No,
you'll definitely
right.
have to sneak in there
Right.
like after they gone to sleep or something.
So it's like, go back to the room with Colby and kind of, we're gonna just bunk in for the night, and it's all good, clean fun.
Well, so you're in your bedroom with a robot.
Yeah. And so I mean, I think I just like, I come in and I'm all like flustered, right?
Dude, I just got totally chock blocked.
I got right, and like this hot cocoa tastes like the worst thing in the world, because I'm just like, oh, I hate this, and so I come in and I'm like, I just like, I'm like unbuttoning my shirt and like throwing it like onto the floor and just kind of pretending like, I think Colby has this like stillness that like when he's not moving, he's extremely still. And that like, I mean, is that cool? I can't hear you, Jim. There we go.
Better?
Yep.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Yes, stillness is totally fine.
So like, it's easy to sort of like have him blend in with the objects of a space. And so like I come in and I'm just like almost forgetting that Colby is there, and I'm all distracted and bothered from my chalk blocking, and like getting undressed and like getting ready for bed. So Colby, what are you up to?
That was frustrating, huh?
So if you like strip down to like just your boxers or tidy whities or whatever Drake wears.
Yep. I'm sure he's
without really thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly. So you're like, that was awkward.
That must have been frustrating.
And I'm like, yeah, it wasn't the best. Like, this is now awkward. Like, I'm here. Like, maybe. Do you sleep? Like
I do.
Okay.
I defrag. Yeah, Kev, I agree too. I'm gonna just I'll get to it. It's I have maintenance routines. Have we talked about what I am? Do you even know? I mean, I guess you know that I'm not normal.
You're like some kind of like an android or something.
Kind of like a robot. Yeah, kind of like an android. Yeah, we'll call it that.
But like, I mean, like, I believe you, but it, like, you look all beat up. Like, I'm like getting like closer and closer to you, like taking a closer look at you. I just feel like you got like bruises and cuts and everything, and like I reach out and I like touch your cheekbone that's got like a big like purple bruise on it.
Yep, feels like human skin. It's got that warmth and the give. You can see the pores.
But normally, if you touched a bad enough bruise from a car accident, the person would react. And it's like I have the visual component of it, but like you touch it and I don't feel pain.
Right. But I'm also mostly naked, standing right next to you, touching your face.
Yep. Would you roll hot, please?
All right. Just wanted to make sure. I think that's
7
a 9.
plus 2 is a 9 then.
Does he have a he's got awkward. Kind of tag his condition?
Sure. Tell me how you're working that in there. How does awkward apply to turning them on here?
I think that like he like tries to like you maybe like try to step backwards, but the space that we're in is just a little too small. So you end up
He goes back up against your self-help bookcase.
yeah.
Okay, so that makes it a 10.
Yeah.
So you get a string on Colby.
All right.
And Colby, you get to choose. Give yourself to Drake. Promise Drake something you think he wants. Or you get embarrassed and act awkward.
What does Drake want?
Do you want to know what Drake wants?
I kind of do.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, Drake's like, I think right now he's mainly just interested in like experimenting with you, like seeing what's up with, like seeing what's up with you physically.
Constructs for science.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like I always have the aim of like I want to spread my influence.
Sure. Yeah.
Spread what?
Influence.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, like back up against the bookcase and knock over a copy of the 7 Habits of Highly Infectious People, that sort of thing. Yeah, you seem a little tense there, buddy. What's going on? Or maybe not tense. I don't know. What's going on?
And I'm like, yeah, well, why aren't you tense? Like you had a crazy day, and like I had a crazy time before I even saw you. Like before you got abducted and all the hospital nonsense. And I think I go and I like sit down on the bed with like clear space for you to like you could like come sit next to me.
I'd totally do it.
Yeah.
At some point, you just like you recalibrate and nothing's exciting anymore.
Oh man. That sounds like a challenge.
I think I meant it to be.
Yeah, I think that's when we get the Drake Colby smooch. Like I think I'm gonna lean in, like because you're like nothing's exciting anymore.
Yep, I'm into it. Works for
Yeah.
me.
All right. Awesome. And
Very great. Now would be a great time for Shar to sneak in, thinking it was time to make out.
Oh my!
You're.
I think that I definitely see Drake and Colby getting a little bit further before I spread my influence in this situation.
So you two do have like passionate makeout sessions. So
yeah.
Colby is now part of the gang.
Yay, one of us.
I can just reinstall my operating system at some point later from the backup partition and be out of the game. It's fine. Nothing is permanent.
All right. Let's see. What's my sex move?
So Colby, you have one of them now. Yeah, I just added it.
Okay. What's his? Oh, all right.
Yep. So now you get streaming.
Right.
From Colby.
We also have to do Colby's.
I'm sorry?
We also have to do Colby's sex move, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sam Hills is
when we both
yep
write down whether it was or we think about whether it was.
So go ahead and type it into the chat, and then when you both say you're ready, both hit enter.
Okay, I'm ready.
Ready?
Okay.
Bam. Mark XP.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I think Shar would come in the moment that they're like heavy panting. Like maybe not completely finished, but or just right after.
Yep.
I'm not sure which.
Yep, you hear like the smack of lips coming apart as you come in without knocking, because got to be quiet. And why don't we end right there? That's perfect. Shar just walks in and sees the two cozied up on the bed. In fact, maybe you two had kind of fallen back on the bed. And so that was a good episode. So I think what we'll do is kind of plan on picking up noonish the next day, unless, well, we might want to play out Shar walking in on Colby and Drake just for get her take on that.
We can all play that out in our minds tonight later. Ourselves, right?
Well, I'm going to write some fanfic if I have the time tonight. So, or slash fic, actually, this will be. So,
yeah, we'll need to add a new sheet to the doc, to the sheet here for all of our fan fiction.
Okay, I'll get that set up.
Okay, thank you.
And we'll also pick up like noonish with Levi as well, because I'm going to have preliminary results back from coroner and pathology lab on scrapings and fingerprints and all that good stuff. And then we'll keep rolling the story along.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm glad we got to play for a bit tonight.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's that doodle out there, Jim, if you get a chance.
Yes.
In the next while, and we'll see if we can get some stars to magically align. And if we can get a couple times when we can get sessions, then we'll go ahead and schedule multiple sessions right away.
I may be up until like the very beginning of October, the very beginning of November, a little bit hard to get scheduled. I have the first of my 3 like oral defenses for my PhD.
Oh, fun.
So I have to go to Pittsburgh to get that one done.
Oh, holy cow.
Yeah.
Can we call you Dr. Colby after that?
You can call me whatever you want. Yes. Yeah, Dr. Colby. I'm cool with it. Dr. Cheeks.
So, okay. Well, we'll just work around that, and if stuff isn't good, that's fine too. We'll just come up with some alternates, because I don't know that doodle went out that far. Maybe the first week of November.
I think it went out to November 14th, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, it did go to November 14th because that was after Game Hole.
Right.
Yeah, because that would be normal scheduled time, as would Halloween. So
I want to leave you guys with one quick thing. Guest room is an anagram for smut or ego. And one of those two things, maybe both, was in that room. Actually, less smut because of the chalk block. But
there was the hope of smut.
There was
the name of my next romantic novel.
Hope of smut. Oh man,
it's an Obama era smut.
The audacity of smut.
Well, that was a blast tonight. I hope you guys had a good time too.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thank you.
All right. Well, I am going to get going because this slash fic ain't going to write itself.
That's right.
Do some fan art too.
I'll have to pay for that, but it'll be worth it.
All right.
I'm going to steal the art from Hawkeye's making out.
There you go. No, maybe a little less age difference than that one.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.